Alrighty, traders. Hello, everybody. Okay. Pretty sure we're live right now. Yes, we are. Okay, guys. Alrighty, guys. Hello, everybody. For you guys that are joining me live right now, and if you guys that are watching the replay, I have charts for me today to start looking at the markets today. I've just had my morning routine. It's like 5:30 in the morning for me right now. And I thought, why not, as I'm doing my research and as I'm looking at the markets today, just open up a live chat and have a chat with you guys and go through these markets as I normally do each and every single day. But I thought I'd just do a live stream for you guys and just hey and yeah, as I'm getting ready. So it's not really going to be a coaching sort of educational type video today for you guys that are watching the replay. It's mainly just I'm just getting my morning started right now, and eating breakfast and then getting ready for my day. The way that I trade, guys, myself, most of the time I'm only looking at the markets maybe a couple of hours per day, and then that's my trading done for the day. I only look, for me, I get up first thing in the morning my time. So right now it's early in the morning for me. I spend a couple of hours looking at the markets. I then run my elite room to show them what I'm seeing, what I'm doing in the markets myself, what's going on. I then coach them as well too for about an hour with my elite group. And then once that's been done, I am then pretty much off throughout the rest of the day to do the other stuff that I want to do. So I've set my trading up that way, and that way it gives me good. And the reason why I love trading this way myself instead of like intraday trading and stuff like that, we're looking at the intraday charts right now. I've sort of brought that up as I'm doing this live stream, looking at some of the live market here. Yeah, we're probably gonna hold here, guys, and rally back up. The trend's up on this high time frame. Anyway, and the reason why I love trading this way, guys, myself, is because I'm not an active trader, so I don't trade a lot. But my idea is to get into trades and hold them for a couple of months, ideal, and jump on a really big profit over that one trade. And I found by doing that, I'm not over trading. And I end up making a lot more money throughout the entire year from that, from that process there. Just eating my breakfast, by the way, which is eggs on toast this morning. So that's basically a bit of an intro of how I personally trade myself. For you guys that are new to my stuff, I personally have found a lot more success, actually huge amounts of success in my personal trading by trading this way, because at the end of the year, I can look back and there were periods of time there where you have these really big moves, and if you can get on those big moves, you can start to have these really big profits and then these small losses throughout the entire year. And that's what you need. You need to have those differences there. And then also, then it just sets me up to have a bit more freedom in my life as well too. So anyway, that's basically what this live stream's about, guys. Not really educational, but I thought I'd just do this while I'm looking at the market today. Morning, mate. Watching from Scotland. Sean's in the house. Is that what they say over there as well too? Morning, mate. I'm like, are you an Aussie or UK? Americans don't say that, mate. Watching from Scotland. Well, I appreciate you. I think it is Sean. I appreciate you, mate. I appreciate you. Where were we in food futures? Well, that depends on like what are you looking at? Is it like corn? Is it soybeans? Like there's a lot of food futures you can sort of look at there. And it's something that I was thinking about before, guys, as well too. Like, you guys obviously watching now, even watching the replay. Trading is one of the most difficult things you'll ever try to achieve and try to become good at in your entire life. Like, it is one of the most difficult things out there on the planet. And if we don't treat it with respect, and what that simply means, if we're just going to try to throw big risk at the markets, try to have that get rich fast, make a lot of money fast, have no plan of attack, meaning we don't even know what we're looking for in actually a good trading setup. There's no sort of risk management there. There is literally this market will destroy your life. And it's one of those things, it's like, it's like through my journey of trading the markets, I didn't realize the shit I had to go through myself to actually start to become good at this stuff. Yeah. So just treat it with respect, guys. And what that simply means is rule number one, treat it with respect. The bottom line is this: even if you're not following any trading plan or any trading rules, ask yourself this one question. This one question that I'm about to tell you right now has saved me so much from blowing up my trading account when I've gone through a losing streak. Because I go through losing streaks. I have losing trades as well. And that's this one question. This trade I'm getting into right now, if this is a losing trade right now, what is the risk that I'm risking on my account? And if the worst case scenario happens, am I okay with that? I promise you that one simple question will stop you from having massive drawdowns on your account. Because even though I'm really confident in a position that I take myself, no one really knows what the outcome of that one trade is going to be, right? And this is where this whole right and wrong mentality in the market really destroys us in the markets. You know what I mean? It really does destroy us because we're trying to be right on one trade. And we know that's, if we know the whole trading arena, right, is about having a win-loss ratio. We're going to have losing trades. That's just part of the game. And we're going to have winning trades. So we want to set ourselves up to say, okay, when I have these winning trades and these losing trades, let's see if I can balance this out here. Firstly, on the risk side, every time I enter the markets, I have my losing trades. But every time I enter the markets, like I got into a trade today, literally today, meaning like I put an order in, and then when the market opened up, the US market opened up, I'm pretty sure I'm filled right now. So I got into a brand new trade today. I've got to double check, but I'm pretty sure I got filled. And I'm probably going to be in that trade for a couple of weeks to a couple of months now. And I got filled a new trade today. For my elite members that are watching, please don't mention the stock because it's an individual stock. But you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, the whole thing about that is, even though this trade I got into today, I got filled, but the number one question I even enter in this trade here is, even though this is an amazing high quality setup, high probability, powerful setup that's likely to make a good move over the course of the next couple of months, it can be a losing trade. So what am I doing to protect my downside? And then one question that I ask myself is, I'm getting into this trade right now, and regardless of how much this looks like it's going to make me $1 million, the greed, the ego of, and then there's articles and YouTubes and even me, right? I get really excited about the markets, as you know. But when I'm entering a trade, I've learned to say, you know what? I could be wrong here. Meaning I could have a losing trade here, even though it looks really good. So what am I doing to protect my downside? And that one question has saved me so much, because if I go through a 2 or 3 or even 4 losing trades in a row, which can actually happen, what am I doing to protect myself? And this is where, like, and so that's that side, right? What am I doing to protect my account? Protecting my account is rule number 1. If we can take care of that, then the upside takes care of itself. Now, to take care of the upside, now I need to say, okay, for the winning trades that actually make me a profit, how do I maximize that to have as much profit as possible on those trades? But then that's when I use things like, letting the profits run, cutting losses short, more like of a swing trading approach, being it for a couple of months, that sort of things there. Because if I can be in, a position, right? Like, for example, I've closed 2 trades this year so far, right? I'm in a couple of trades right now, but I've actually closed 2 trades. Both of those were over 300% return because they were option trades. One, I'll show you exactly what. One was this one here. I'll show you exactly what it was. I've closed it now so I can actually talk about it. And again, let me actually bring this up here. So FTAI. So I'll bring this down to here for a bit. But this here was a trade that I did here at the start of the year, because this was actually a system trade. I got into it and then wrote it up, and then I got out down here somewhere. I got up to about 400% return and then came back down. And then I got stopped out there. But there was a 300% return there on the option, though, on options there. Okay. But I do know if I have a losing trade now next, which I didn't, I actually had another really successful trade, and that was actually me shorting silver. So I've closed 2 trades today, this year so far. This one here was 300% return. But I do know, because I got in on the breakout bar here. It's basically my rules. And I do know that if I'm letting this profit run, so I get like a 300% return on the option there, but then my next trade I get into is a losing trade, but I'm only losing, say, 30%, because that's my risk management. That's the ideal situation that I want to be in. Because if I can have a 300% profit on one trade, and then I have a 30% loss, another 30% loss, another 30% loss. I could have 3 losing trades in a row and still that 300% profit here, I'm still up over 200% on the investment there. If you guys see the numbers there in my mind there. So I'm trying to always do this in myself because I'm not always going to have a good win-loss ratio. I'm not always going to get it right. I'm going to have some losing trades as well. So the number one question, guys, has saved me so much is having these really successful trades is one thing, but how do we take care of ourselves on the downside? Because I promise you guys, right? It's one of those things, isn't it? It's like, and you go from you go from when I first started, it was like, how much money can I make? And then I'm like, oh, if I put in 100% of my account on this one trade, and you go down that path, right? I could make so much money, so on and so forth. Now I don't. The very first question I ask every single time, doesn't matter how excited I am, what's my risk on this? What's my risk? And then obviously I did short silver up here as well too. And on this big drop here, I got out. This is a 330% profit for me. So I've only closed 2 trades this year so far, but they've both been really big profits for me. And that's the way that I personally like to trade. I'm not trading a lot. I'm trading a way where I can have these big profits. So when the losses do come, and they will come, I can have this one here was a 330% profit. The other one was a 300% profit. Once the losses do come, as long as I keep the losses small, then I'm going to have another good year this year. And so far, it's heading that way. Because it's a difficult process, guys, isn't it? Like, it really is a difficult process to get ahead in the markets. And it's a lot more than just trading strategies. Yeah, a lot more than just actual trading strategy, right? Like, we can have a good trading strategy. Now, I can give you a really successful trading pattern, but how do we handle the times when it's not appearing? How do we handle that patience when there is no trades? So there's those things, right? It's like, I'm pretty sure you guys don't know that, right? There's a lot more that goes into successful trading than just having a tip or a recommendation or anything like that. Longevity, anyway. And this is where, like, looking for your next idea or tip on YouTube is worthless. The reason why is because I can give you a really good tip right now. Like, for example, some of you guys right now are talking about TLT, and I'll get to you guys' questions in a minute. TLT and XLE and all these markets that I've been talking about. And for example, XLE, right? XLE. As you guys know, I've been talking about XLE now since last year. I'm like, guys, this is the market that's going to make the next big move. You guys know that. Well, if you guys that have been watching me around there, I really appreciate your support by coming back and continue watching my videos. And for you guys that are new to my community, you can go back and watch the last couple of months of my videos, and you'll see that one of the markets I was really harping on was the XLE market, and saying that that's the market that's likely to make the next big move. As you can see here, that it has actually indeed started to break out. What is that? Yeah. I'll get to you guys' questions in just a minute, guys, for you guys that are still around. I'm just finishing my breakfast, just so it doesn't go cold. Again, guys, for you guys that are joining, this is not really a an educational video, really, even though I am teaching you some stuff. I've just opened up the charts recently myself, and I just want to go through the market to see what's going on today. So if there's anything that I can trade. Mm-hmm. And that way, guys, my whole process here, as you can see, it's first thing in the morning for me right now. It's almost 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll be here for a couple of hours. And then I'll spend probably an hour coaching my elite group, because my elite coaching group my elite coaching group's closed right now, guys. There's only 15 people in there, so it's only a small group. It's closed, so I'm not promoting it. But yeah, I do my trading, and then I open up my elite group. I let them know what I'm doing. And then I spend probably half an hour just coaching and helping them, really just diving down to anything they want me to talk about, and just going through some stuff with them. My total time is 2 to 3 hours total, first thing in the morning, to coach people, to help people, to do my own personal trading, to see what's going on. And then I'm off to do some other stuff, YouTube videos and other things that I'm really passionate about. It gives me that balance as well too. And that's where this art, the notion of full-time trading, like I'm a full-time trader, I think that's very dangerous, because my full-time trading is, if I wasn't doing these YouTube videos, if I wasn't doing, congratulations for sold out Elite 2026. Oh, thanks, Mom. Well, actually, it wasn't that difficult, actually, because 80% of my coaching clients, 80% of the people in my room this year in the elite group are from last year. They really enjoyed it, and they did so well, and they're actually doing so well from what I help them throughout the entire year, because I'm with them for the entire year. And so 80% of them, 80% of the spots were taking up like just like that for this year, because and they were with me last year. I have one guy called Robin. Robin, mate, if you're with me, I appreciate you, man. He's last 6 months he's made $350,000. $350,000 he's made, and now he's in the elite group. And just an amazing success story with him. And so he's just like, he was there. Sign me up for the next year. Don't want to be with you again next year. So that's the sort of, I'm getting amazing success stories. Like I've had people saying they've made their very first $100,000 trade and stuff like that. It's pretty amazing to see. So I appreciate that, Ma. But yeah, most of my coaching clients, it does get sold out pretty quickly, because the success that my coaching clients are having right now, and again, because they're with me every day for an hour or so every day, and I'm coaching them, guiding them, talking about the markets, helping them think the right thoughts, approach the markets the right way, showing them what I'm actually doing so they can coach them through live scenarios and so on and so forth. Ma, where are you from? Because I saw your comment there. You said, hello, we live after last year, now we meet. Mile, are you referring to, I was doing lives last year, but now, and then I stopped? Yeah, I don't normally do lives that much. I'm like, most of my lives for my group. But guys, if you do need some resources to help you with your trading, just go to johnsfreegift.com. That's a free book around the proper mindset, the proper understandings of the markets. And then you also get a free trading course as well too, about 7-8 videos there, just helping you with the techniques and so on and so forth. I bought TLT call option for next year. Um, Nacho, you bought. Nice, nice. Yeah. The whole TLT and TMF position there. Let me bring up. I'll just bring up this level here. La la. Let me bring up TMF here. TMF and TLT. Yeah. So for any of you guys that are interested in what I'm doing here with the bond market, just remember too that I'm not about timing this market. Okay, I'm not about worried about what's happening now. And it's a big thing, right? You just got to understand that you need to give these things a bit of time. It's not about time in the market with these sort of things here. Just give it time. Meaning, like, it could take a year, could take a couple of years for this thing to start to move up here, you know, like, or even like the TLT market. Just obviously TLT here. So that's all it is, guys. It's just understanding the position you're getting into, understanding the risk and all that sort of stuff as well. And that's the way I'm looking at this market here. Let me take everything off the screen because I don't need anything. So that's what I'm looking at here. But what's happening here on TLT for you guys that are interested? And the reason why I'm so chopping at the bits for the bond market is because I'm seeing what's going on when it comes to that. If we hold here and we start to break out, this breakout here could be quite strong. So this is obviously the daily chart. You can see I'm squeezed up to the big picture here. So that's what I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see what actually happens here, right? So this is the big picture here. What I don't want to be doing is looking at the market from this perspective here, right? So we can look at it from, you know, this perspective here and seeing this. We have this small little downtrend here, this is the small little downtrend. What we want to be doing is keep an eye on this big picture here. And it's what I'm talking about here is I've just noticed that we get these patterns. And if we do, we don't know definitely, but if we do start to break back to the upside above here, this pattern here, when it breaks, we end up getting a really big move. And it's pretty fast as well too. Now, and it typically runs to the next resistance level up there. So this resistance up here on TLT. So just for you guys that are in TLT, one, just understand that it's a risk to the market as well too. Like, I don't know, I could be wrong, but that's what I'm waiting to see right now. We've got this drop to the downside here. If it does hold and slowly, again, this is the daily chart here, right? So this is talking about it's about many months through here. If we do break if we start to hold and start to break back up above here, then what's likely to happen then is that this here is then likely to start to make a really nice move over the course of a good 6 months or so, up towards this next resistance level. Because that's typically what happens when you get these big sort of descending sort of patterns through here like this, and they hold and they break. When they break, they typically run hard to that next resistance level there. Now, if that happens on my TMF, just so you guys know, now I'm going to look at TMF and do the exact same thing. As you can see, we've got something going on like that through there. Something like that anyway. Something like that. The whole thing about this is that if TMF does that, I'm in around 40 myself. So then that's when I see this thing. Once this breaks above here, we're likely to make a move up towards at least that 80 or so, close to that 80. And within that, even just from an investment point of view, that's close to 100% close to 100% return on my investment within that, even just buying it without options. And then the options click into play, and the options could be up quite nicely as well too. So that's the whole thing about this here, right? Just understand what we're doing here. So, and at the portion of the account, right? So it's never 100%. This is still just a small portion of my account. I put it in, I put it to the side, understand that I'm gonna let that go, and then the rest of my account is taking on other opportunities from here. That's all it is, guys. And then ultimately, I'll see if once things really start to get underway, then this TMF could end up towards this 160 level. Now that's for the next couple of years, probably the next 2 years, I would say. You got to be realistic with time frames as well. That's why, like, even options, like I do have an option position on this one as well, which expires in January next year. And also I got an investment in this one as well too. So the option may be at risk. John, what is your take on QQQ? I'm guessing I'm not sure. Are you still in the room? Calvin? I guess you're talking about the NASDAQ, right? The NASDAQ is very, if you are talking about the NASDAQ, that is. NASDAQ's very powerful. Meaning like NASDAQ's just holding here. And you can see what's happening with the NASDAQ now. We're holding through here. So we're in a very strong bullish environment from here. And so if I go to my weekly charts and zoom this out here, look what's going on right now on, firstly, this is that major resistance line coming through here. You got the resistance and all that level through there. And you can see it's holding above here. So that'll be that next. And let's look at it just bouncing off just recently. Now I could be just where my actual trend line is. So I could actually have it down through here somewhere, possibly. And that'll be the line there. But looking at the NASDAQ's just holding here. It's not going down at all. So typically when you see this here, this is what's called my L-shaped trading pattern. Meaning what ends up happening is, especially on these weekly charts, you have a big move up through here. And then the market just goes sideways. See that through there? That's called my L-shaped trading pattern, or the upside down L-shaped trading pattern. And as long as that holds and we still have this moving average coming up, if the NASDAQ continues to hold here, what we're doing right now all through here, this is called building energy. When the market's doing this, it's not topping right now anyway. A lot of the times it's just building energy. Now, once we do start to see this thing start to move up from there like that, and we start to break out, then we're likely to go for another big move off this phase from here. So that's all the market's doing right now. If you understand the markets from an energy source, we spent 6 months, 5 to 6 months having a big move from here. So from an energy source perspective, the market's like an energy source, right? We've gone up, 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 up. We've just been going and going and going and going. And then the market gets pretty tired and then it wants to rest for a while. And you see this with all markets, right? Even with gold, that big view of gold, right? People are like really around about gold. Even gold does, all markets do this, right? Meaning like in a very big bull market, you go through these swings. Up and then down and up and then down and up and down, right? We go through these swings. Market goes up for a while, then we need to rest and refuel. That's all it is. That's all it is. So the NASDAQ's just holding here. It's still very strong, still very bullish. TMF 6 times test on Ray trend line, never close, but wait signal to buy. Okay, I'm not myself. I'm actually in TMF right now. I'm not trying to time it myself. Yeah, so everything's looking nicely strong for me. Futures are up quite nice today. Nasdaq's holding here quite strongly. Dow, big breakout just recently. See what happened with the Dow here on this weekly chart over here. So everything's looking really strong here. Hi John, I want to get into XLE, but looks like it's a bit stretched. Should I wait for a higher low to form first? I don't know your name there, but it's totally up to you. Obviously, I can't tell you what to do. You need to just get in on based on your own understandings. Again, I can't. Yeah, you got to get in based off what you're comfortable with. What I do say is the best times to get into markets is on the pullback and not the extension. So that's one of the reasons why I shorted silver just recently, because the extension, which is this move up to the up here, was just a bubble. You wait for some sort of pullback first. It's always been my best trades. And the other reason why is because if you understand that this is what markets do, right? Even on XLE, you have a big move up and then inevitably you're going to get like a bit of a correction. And then it might do something like this for a couple of weeks to a month and then it gets going again. So best opportunities is wait for a bit of a drop first for it to cool down and then it gets going again. So if I bring on the XLE chart here, again, like for you guys that have been watching me now for a while, you'll know I was talking about. This is the one market I was screaming about last year, saying, guys, this is the market to make the next big move. Everyone's focused on all these cryptos and AI stocks and silver and gold and the mining stocks. And I'm like, guys, energy sector, XLE, this is the market. It's going to make a big move soon. I didn't know it was going to be this big initially, meaning like just look how much this is actually broken out. I knew we're going to get I knew this is likely to be the start of a big move, meaning like a big trend. I just didn't know this first leg, because this is the first leg up in a big bull market now. Meaning what's likely to happen now is if I bring on my moving averages, there's my 52 there. So to answer your question, yes, we are a bit far stretched. Buying up here is very risky because, again, understand what markets do, right? All markets do this. And this is where just understanding the depths of all markets, you can start to get a much better entry signal. Meaning if the market's going up like this a lot, you know markets are going to retrace. That's the reason why if you look at gold, if you look at gold and look at silver, they all had what? They all had a big correction. Why? Because that's what markets do. And if it's been going up too much too fast, that now becomes a bubble. And that's the reason why I shorted silver myself and made a nice little profit there. And then now we've had a correction from here, because that's what markets do, right? So if you understand that process there, or if you understand that process, then when the market's already been going up for all this time, almost a month now, you know it's really, really, really risky to get into a trade right now on XLE. Just off what markets do, right? So even through here, when the market starts to get into a very big bull phase, even through here, right, you see that we have these corrections, right? So you wait for a bit of a correction, bit of a pullback there, that's all. But again, it's like how are you looking at this though? Are you looking at this from a perspective of, because the way I'm looking at XLE is this is the start of potentially a multi-year bull market. Now, a multi-year bull market is like what gold did, right? And in a multi-year bull market, what do we have? Right, in a multi-year bull market, we will have just like gold did, right? We end up having this whole level through here. It did nothing. Same as XLE, did nothing for 3 years. Then it broke out and it started the multi-year bull market. But what does that actually mean though in reality? A multi-year bull market is what happens here. We will go up, we will break out for a couple here. This is a weekly chart, and then we'll go sideways for a couple of months. A couple of months go sideways, and then it picks back up again and goes for a big move for a couple of months, and then it does another 2-3 months sideways, another big and then it goes up, and then it goes sideways from here. So if you understand what is the position you're actually looking at with XLE, are you looking at more from just the trading perspective? I mean, you're looking at to get in on just one of these moves from here, or are you looking to potentially capture the whole thing? Meaning like capture the bulk of what I see coming. And again, I could be wrong. So you got to understand, like it depends on how you're looking at this from that perspective. And then that's how you would be looking at that. If it's from a shorter term perspective, like a trading perspective, you're looking to get in and get out within a couple of weeks, maybe a month. Then you look for a really good pullback and look for a good entry point off that level there. If you're looking at this from more of a longer term perspective, like capturing it, then the entry was last year. And it's not too late. You still have to wait for that big pullback. Because what I see happening right now is just like gold did, right? I believe what's happening here is exactly what's going to happen with gold. What happened with gold? Because it's all the same thing, guys. Nothing for 3 years, broke out. Now, what's likely to come? The exact same thing, right? Meaning we're probably going to go up. We're probably going to get a bit of a pullback. Now we've broken out through. We might get like a 1 to 2 month pullback. Get the moving average coming up, and then we start to break out, go for another move, right? Go for another move, and then we break out, we go for another move. And that could be, this one here could be, I'm expecting now 1 to 2 years, depending on the volatility of the moves. So this here is, if you look at it from that perspective there, this here is like just the start of a bull market, and it's going to rally up. And so it's depending on what you're looking at here. From an investment point of view, where you're buying and you're trying to capture a bulk of what I see coming, you just go through those swings, right? You understand that perspective. And again, what I'm seeing right now, this is just absolutely just bang spot on. And that's my job. My job as a trader, because I'm a trader first, coach second, is I'm looking for these markets to make the next, what's that market that's likely to make the next big move? I'm not looking for markets that's already made a big move, because then I've missed out on that if I'm not involved with that. I'm looking to scour the markets to see what sector, what stock, what could be a crypto, like I don't know. And this is where, like for me, XLE and even XOM were the two. Actually, there's one more there, and even XOM. Look at XOM go. Again, like for you guys that have been with me now for the last, say 1 to 2 years, you would know that these were the two stocks I've been harping on big time for last year. For you guys that are new to my stuff, I want to say welcome. And if you go back, if you want, you can skim back through some of the videos I've done in the last 2-3 months of last year in 2025. You would know that there was two markets that I was focusing on big time, and that was XLE and XOM. Now, I didn't expect it. Like, look at XLM just absolutely just take off like a rocket. I knew this would look likely to make a big move. I didn't know it was going to be on the very first leg here. So it's just crazy to see, right, guys? When these things really start to get going, they really move pretty quickly. And that's my job as a coach, right? My job as a coach, but my job as a trader is I'm looking for these other markets that people are not focused on that's likely to make that next big move. And I'm honing down on that. Hence the reason why for the last probably 2-3 months of last year, I was all over YouTube about, guys, the energy sector. Let's not chase gold and silver right now. Let's look for other markets that hasn't made a big move and then get in on that new bull market. That's how you make a big profit, right? So while I was looking to buy XLE and XOM, I was shorting silver. So that's the way. And I hope you can see that's my job as a trader, right? I'm just looking for I'm looking to get in on these big moves. I'm not looking to trade a lot, but I'm looking to get in. Now, yes, same for XOM, right? This one here has just, my goodness. I knew these are the two stocks, or these are the two markets, XLE and XOM. Were the two markets that I was focused on. And hence, and again, I talked about this all on YouTube. So it's not me like saying after the fact. It was last year I was saying these were the two markets I was focused on big time. I'm like, oh guys, when this thing breaks, it's going to break big time. And it has, hasn't it? But I think this is just the start. People are focused on mining sectors and stuff like that. I think it's just the start of something big. So I wouldn't chase it. Definitely don't chase it. Understand what markets do, right? Market will, like everything, just like gold and silver. When we have a big move like this for a month or so, that's the worst time to buy it. This is like, no, market's not just going to keep going up. And no, this time is not different. We will eventually go through a bit of a pullback here, right? And I'm expecting a much bigger pullback since we've actually had on XOM. And then look for possibly an entry signal there. Now, I'll say an entry signal, but you got to understand what you're looking for if you're trading the markets for that perspective there. Anyway. Hi, John. I want to get on XLE, but it looks like it's, oh, yes, yep. Yeah, thanks to you. I cut down a lot of my trades too. I wait until rabbit walk in front of me, like my recent trade. A rabbit walked in. Hi, John. Yeah. Also, what do you think on Microsoft bounce off the lower range of the channel? Do you think it's a good entry point? Thank you. No. Now, why I say no is because, again, what's the lay of the land of your trade? Is it more like an investment trade, meaning you're looking to hold it for the next 2, 3, 4 years, like whatever? Like, what is that? What's that? Or is it more like a buy, like a trading opportunity where you're looking to get into it? And then, because we've got to understand what we're getting into, right? And how we need to look at that there. So for Microsoft, we're at the bottom of this channel here, as you can see. Yeah. For me, there's definitely no entry point from a trading perspective. Meaning, like, because I need my trading. If I'm going to trade the markets, get in, hold it for a couple of weeks to a couple of months, I need my setup. I need my trading pattern, my trading setup. I can't guess or think my way into long-term success. That's never going to work. So if I'm looking for a trading opportunity, and the trading opportunities are generally for me what last up to generally a couple of months, a couple of weeks to a couple of months. That's the sweet spot for me. Then I can't rely on my thoughts or coming up with an idea, right? I need to have some sort of plan, which means my trading setups. And if I trade that through the entire year, that trading plan, that trading setup, as long as I stick to it through the entire year, that's my roadmap to having a good year this year. So for me, I don't have my trading setup here. My trading setup is very simple. It's a sideways pattern to a strong moving average. And then I'm looking for a large bar breakout. Again, if I show you an example, FTAI, it's just a real good example here. This is the example of what I'm talking about here. Meaning you have the strong move up, then the sideways pattern to a strong moving average. You get the large bar breakout, and you typically get a move. That's your trading pattern there. That's my trading setup. L shape, it runs up and then goes sideways. Then I have the moving average coming up through there like that. And then I'm looking for the next breakout like that through there. And then typically what happens is typically we go for another move from here. Most of the time. Now, how big that move is, I'm not really too quite sure. That's my job as a trader, to manage those positions. But that's as simple as my trading setup goes. But it's very powerful. I'm showing you one of my recent trades. A lot of people are looking for a lot of trades. But again, this thing made me 300% return. Now, not on my account, on my investment. But if you're looking at like growth on your account, this 300% return here, if you have a $100,000 trading account, a 100K trading account, and you put 10K in it, that 10K now 300% return is a 30K profit, but you grew your account by 30%. Think percentage-wise there. That was 300% profit there. That's what this trade did. But the risk was only about $3,000. So my risk on this trade, I'm using a much lower number than what I did. I had a lot more on it. I had about 30 myself on this trade. But using a much lower number so you guys can understand the numbers there. This is how I grow my account, right? If I have $100,000 trading account and I'm taking $10,000 of that, I know my risk is roughly $3,000. That's 3% on the account. Sometimes bigger, sometimes less. But that $3,000 risk on a $100,000 trading account made me $30,000 profit. So I had a 3% risk on the account to grow up by 30%. You can't get, I couldn't get these numbers like this by day trading, short-term intraday trading. It just never worked. And so therefore my job is to just try to find those opportunities so I can get that there. So, and it's such a blessing, because now I don't spend all day looking at the markets. Now, sometimes I do, by the way, because I just love it. I've got a lot of free time on my hand because I do. But I don't have to, I mean, it's actually more like I want to. I don't have to, I want to. But most of my actual trading is done like, now. Interested in gold? How likely? 3,600. What's your next estimate on gold? 3,600. Not right now. Definitely not right now. We're still in a very big, strong bull market here. I believe we're getting towards the end of this bull market. But what we're probably going to do, just by looking at this gold chart now, look, see, it came down, bounced off the moving average. We're holding here. So what's probably going to happen with gold now is we had the pullback. We're holding here. We're probably going to run up and make another new high now out of gold. Even though I think, now when I say the end of the bull market, I'm meaning like this whole phase through here. If it does run up and do something like this, like I believe this is getting towards the top of the range, like somewhere through here. I don't know exactly where, but like I don't believe we're getting ready for a 10,000 gold. So even if we do run it up and make another new high, I believe we're getting towards the last move of this very big bull phase, because it's been doing this for 2 years. And gold does this. I mean, if you look at the gold chart, you'll be able to see what I'm looking at here. Typically, gold goes through these. After the breakout, we go through a 2-year bull market. After the breakout, we go through a 2-year bull market, so on and so forth. It's just this one here is a lot more vertical, a lot stronger than those other. These are 2 years, by the way. So, yeah, not for me. For a long-term investment, I was investing in gold back here in 2021 and 2022. I'm still part of this gold move, but looking for new opportunities. No, that's where these other markets come into play, XLE and different stocks and TMF. Like even looking at the rates are looking quite weak from here actually. What's the time? Okay. Just gotta get ready for my elite group. Interesting gold. What times? Ted. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're still in the room, Ted, or not. I just saw your question there. What times are you coaching? What times are you coaching? Early in the morning, Australia? Yes. Last half an hour of the US market, that's when I open up my elite room. I then walk them through what I'm seeing and so on and so forth. Coach about some things that I'm looking at and some things that I'm doing. And then when the market closes, I then generally spend half an hour, sometimes longer, answering questions, going over charts, looking at things that are coming up, long-term investments, shorter-term investments. What's the stock market doing? Where's the next big moves? Different trading opportunities that we can get into that might last a couple of weeks to a couple of months, and a bit of a watch list that I'm setting up right now. All these actual trading activities I do with my elite group every single day. To keep and then we take advantage of everything, like longer term opportunities, like stock market. I'm in say the SP 500 now. I have been now for a while, meaning like the ES, meaning like when we saw this drop here, I personally down the bottom here, I bought call options on the S&P 500, but they were June expiration. I'm still in them right now, by the way. And then they're nicely profitable, and I'm still holding on to them because, as I've said all this year or for the last couple of months, I'm expecting this thing to break out and go for a big move. Which, as you can see, look, we're almost at doing that now, and I'm not getting shaken out by the short-term volatility. I'm just going with that. So I take trading setups. Yes, my trading setup like an FTAI for you guys that are watching and listening to the replay. But then also there's these other opportunities, right? Like, again, shorting silver was one of those opportunities. Long the S&P 500, but more like having a 7, 8, 9 month type of view within that option play and to allow it to give it time. TMF is another position, right? So there's these opportunities that I'm looking for myself. From a trading perspective, so the trading setup and the trading pattern that I teach my elite clients, which is there's 3 different levels of trades that I teach my coaching clients: level 1, level 2, and level 3. In fact, again, I got into a trade today as I speak, and it's actually nicely. I got into a trade literally today. So today, I entered a trade based off my trading setup. And again, for you guys that are in my elite room, please don't mention that stock, but you guys know exactly what stock I'm talking about. So that's basically the way that I run my elite group. And again, it's only a small group. It's only 15 people or so in there right now. And that's the way that I sort of like to keep it that way. Because my main focus is my trading, because you can make so much money from trading if you know what you're doing. And then I like to have a small group where I'm actually helping them every single day. And I like to keep it small because therefore I get to know them on a personal level. It's a family. It's this nice, tight family group. It's not hundreds of people in the group. And then through the year, we hear our personal stories as well too, and get to know people on a personal level. And you get to know a lot more about me as well too, about my personal stories and things that I'm going through in my life and stuff like that. It's a nice tight group. So by the end of the year, you have this like family unit type thing that like what's been happening the last couple of years. You end up with what has happened the last couple of years, and hopefully we can do it again this year. We have a really good financial return on the year. But then also we have a lot of good time, and we It's a family bonding, good times, and making good money as well too. So just give me a sec, guys. Give me a sec. Alrighty. I'll bring up this one here. So we can just watch what the SP 500 is doing on a shorter time frame chart. Again, guys, like the idea of this live session wasn't for me really to do any coaching or anything like that, or any teaching. It was just me looking at the markets. But I end up going through some stuff with you guys. Very, very strong, right? There's a bit, it's like a V bottom as well too. So one thing I noticed with the stock market, if you look at this level here, actually I'll bring this up to here. Notice on the stock market, it was more like a V bottom situation. Look how strong that was, right? It came down and look at that bias came right back in real strong. Bit of a pullback. And then now we're making a higher low. Very, very, very strong bull market, guys. I would not want to be short this market. I'm not. I'm actually long the market. Let me go through. Look at that daily chart. This is my daily chart to the top right up here. Look how strong that looks. Bouncing off the trend line through there. Let me take off the 52. We're almost about to make another all-time new high. Even I didn't know exactly how this was going to play out, but I was really confident in the upside because the trend is still pretty strong to the upside on this weekly chart. And these short-term little drops have just been there to fake people out, basically getting people to think that this is when the crash is going to happen. And unfortunately, a lot of people are doing that. You get these down candles from here, and they're very short-lived. And people get shaken out by these levels here. Me, again, I've been long my call options now for all this time. I'm about to make another all-time new high. So never get shaken out by these short-term movements here. Short-term movements, that's what the market does. It loves to shake people out, get people fearful, and then, yeah. Ma, old member shall not count on 15 grip. New member shall be brand new. Even small ray trend also need to wait because it remains in downtrend. No, until the day it shows itself. Candle. Yep, understood. TMF. Wait itself to show me signal. Cool. Again, I'm not myself, but yeah. Stock market's very strong today, guys. Stock market's strong. Look at the S&P. If you guys have been following me even for the last couple of months, you know I've been really talking big time about bullish these markets. Look at all these little fake outs that get people thinking the market's going to drop. And then the buyers come back in, and the buyers come back in, and the buyers come back in. It shakes people out, I tell you that. And those people that have been calling tops, we're about to see a big move, real big move. The Dow Jones has actually already made a big move, as you can see. It's already had this big move up on this daily chart. Thanks, John, for XLE. Hey, Lucas. Thanks for your reply. I appreciate it. Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, man. Ma, I bought some of your courses from the $4 to 97 worth the money if you read until understand things. Worth the money. Cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, Ma, that's those different things there. The $4 one is just a bunch of different trading systems and patterns that I've used. And then the few upsells that I have after that is more like full-on. One is more like full-on educational base around these markets. As you know, with the Master Trader Lab, that's one of the upsells. And then the other upsells, that's the mastery, the lessons and the masteries and the recordings from my mentor there around it's a lot more of the mindset and so on and so forth. So I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you're getting a lot out of it. From the course, Apple example, I took MMM. Oh, is that, Mo, are you talking about from the Master Trader Lab where I've got the example, my 230% return trade or something like that? I'm pretty sure you're talking about in the Master Trader Lab. I'm pretty sure that was the example in that where walk through that example. And I took MMM as a similar style support. MMM. Hey, coach, nice live today. Terms 101. Are you part of my group? Just under a different name right now? Are you part of the elite group? Owen's part of my elite group, by the way, guys. He was actually with me last year, and he signed up again this year with me. So I was like, hang on a minute, do it. Are you? Only people in my elite group could normally call me coach. I was like, hey mate, I'll be opening up the room, obviously the room soon, and Owen, mate, that trade that we're talking about last week, I did get into it today, if you know what I mean, right? Again, don't mention the stock. I'm not going to mention it live. I'm not going to give any recommendations, but I did get into that. You know what I'm talking about? So ask me all the questions in the elite room, okay, Owen, mate? Don't ask me here. That way I can give you much more better examples. I'm just very cautious about on YouTube giving anything that could be classed as a recommendation, because I don't want people then just blindly following something that they don't understand they're doing. So I can give you much more better example in the room. You know what I mean? I hope you understand that. Yep. Let's go to here. So great to see you, mate. You've been kicking ass too, man. Owen, you've been doing so well, man. Your last couple of trades on those level 2 trades, man, you've been doing so well. Your last 2 trades, especially those last 2 level 2 trades, man, big. Was your last, was that FTI trade, was that your biggest profit, Owen, that you've made? Yeah, 330%. Amazing, man. Amazing. Big profit, man. Nice Christmas gift. Yeah, it was. Well, it was a Christmas gift, but it took a month. It took it was, the Amazon package was delayed by a month. It took a month to receive it. Well, for you guys that don't know what we're talking about, this FTAI trade, that's what he's talking about here. This was a trade that we actually, again, Owen's part of my elite group, and this is what's called a level 2 trade. And this is this big move up through here. He rode basically most of it. I'm pretty sure he got out at the very top up here, didn't you, Owen? I'm pretty sure this very first red candle he got out. And that's what he picked it up from there. Lost in the post, yeah. Return to sender. So that's for if you guys that are obviously watching, and and if you guys that are listening to the replay, I'm talking to someone in the live chat right now named Owen. He's part of my elite group. He was with me last year. Again, he signed up again this year. And this is one of the very first trades he did this year from the elite group, which was 330% return. So good start to the year, and we have the rest of the year to continue on. Very nice. Hey, Owen, did you get into that? Did you also get into that one we're looking at last Friday? Or last Friday closed for the US market. If you know what I mean. Please, again, no, please don't mention the stock. But if you know what I'm talking about, I did myself today. Let me go to. Yeah, nice. Yeah. I got filled today, so I'm in it today. Let me go to. So you trade options. On a previous session, you said you close at 35% loss. How do you explain that an option? Are you not in the money or not? The lost soul. What I mean by that is when I trade my options, and Owen, mate, you can testify this, right? I had a few losing trades in the last 2-3 months of last year, and they were like 10% loss, 30% loss. Oh, am I telling the truth, man? So what I'm saying here is when I do have losing trades, they generally are around that 30% level, sometimes less, sometimes a bit more. But when I do have losing trades, they typically get at around about that sort of level there. That's what I mean by it's not 35% loss on the dot, but the way that I manage my trades, they are around that losing position there. So that's what I mean by that level there. And again, it's all about buying the right option, which means the correct amount of time. Thanks, mate. The correct amount of time, but also making sure you're buying the right option. And typically what that means is buying more than 30 days out, typically. And buying in the money options. If you can do that, but then also having good trade management to get out fast when the trade's not working for you. That's the combination you need to have these smaller profits in the market. Sorry, smaller risk in the market and bigger profits. Good day. Do you expect silver to take out the all-time high before drops again? Man, I don't know about that. Toss a coin, eh? Oh. Hey, Owen, mate, did you take the silver trade as well too? Were you in that silver trade with us last week or last couple of weeks? Or no? No, I didn't get in. Okay, cool. Yeah, it definitely happened a lot faster than I thought. Let's go back to here. Look how strong the market is. Don't fight the market. Don't fight the market. We're almost about to make another all-time new high. Look at that shakeout last week, eh? Had that shakeout last week, got people short. And where we go again. S&P's about to make another all-time new high. Dow blasted through the high last week. Big breakup. S&P's reversal about to make another all-time new high off the back of this weekly chart up here. And look at all these little shakeouts, right, eh? All these little shakeouts, shaking all the weekends out before it takes off. Look at them shake it out, eh? And for you guys that are watching live right now, what is the contest between me and Ron Walker? I don't get that, by the way. You guys may be able to help me out with that. It's for the last, ever since I started saying the market's going to go up in November, there's been a competition between me and Ron. I didn't know who Ron Walker was until you guys started like, Ron Walker says it's going to go down. Ever since I said the market's going to go up in November, it's been this big competition between me and Ron Walker. I'm like, I didn't know who he was until you guys started like competition between me and Ron Walker. I'm like, what? Oh, one thing I do know, I've watched some stuff from Ron Walker recently, is you'll know that he's trying to find 1,000 reasons why this market's going to go down. And he's totally negating the most important thing, and that is the market is still trending up. And until it stops doing that, the market's likely to keep going up. That's the end of the story. We can find 1,000 different indicators and 1,000 different charts and 1,000 different reasons why this market's going to go down, but you're going down a path and totally not talking at the most important thing, and that is what are the big boys actually doing with this market? They're still pushing it higher. What's the moving average doing? It's still going up. So the trend is up. The big boys are trending this market higher still from a weekly chart perspective, big picture. And the moving average, which is the momentum indicator, is still going up. That's the two things you need. You don't need 1,000 charts to tell you it's going to go down, and it doesn't. You just need to find out where is that trend and where's the momentum in the markets. And if there's a higher probability it's going to go up and not down. And if the market does then start to change, where we start to change the complexion of the market, meaning we start to change the trend, then the market starts to give us that warning sign. That's all it is. My guest, Ron Walker, he got paid to video it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Ron Walker. Again, I watched the 30-minute video, and the 30-minute video was 1,000 different reasons why the market was going to go down. I'm like, MACD divergences on a monthly chart and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, what the? You're looking at all the wrong stuff that's going to just cause you to lose a lot of money. The most important thing in the market is what the market's actually doing. If the market is trending, go with that. Simples. I don't have to look at 1,000 charts. One chart. Oh, well. Again, I'm an actual trader. I'm not sure if Ron Walker actually trades himself, but I'm an actual trader. So I'm actually looking to do well as a trader myself. So I'm looking to cut through all the bullshit and get to the truth so I can make good decisions. Because I'm actually in the markets. I want to make money. I want to do really well as a trader. I'm not just again, nothing against Ron Walker. I don't know what he does, but I'm coming to you from an actual trading perspective. I'm looking at there's all this other noise out there. There's so much noise out there, things we can focus on. Look at that, eh? We're about to make another all-time new high. S&P. And that's the thing I've learned, guys, from the markets, for you guys that are watching the replay, or even you guys that are live right now, I've just learned from the markets, guys, there is a lot of noise. There's a lot of bullshit that you can listen to and hear about and so on and so forth. And there's only a few major things that really going to help you with trading the markets. That is right. Trading the markets is looking at that level there. And even long-term investments, we can start to put things together as well too. But a lot of the stuff out there is just a whole bunch of noise and bullshit that's not going to help you make good decisions. It causes you to lose a lot of money, actually. And look at that, eh? You know what? We could actually close at we actually could close at an all-time new high today. Look where we're going to close here. Well, we're not there yet. We've still got an hour left, but look where it's going to close. Right now, if the close was here, that's basically closing at where it's actually previously closed. So we could close today at an all-time new high, meaning a new close for the year, an all-time new high close for the year. Because you can see the last few closes here. Look where the market's actually closed. That's where it is right now. And this is what the market does, right? This is where the market will shake you out. The market shakes you out. For me, like for example, I'm long, as you guys know. And again, I'll bring up this one here. So I'm long down here. I went long down here on call options. And these drops through here, they shake the weekends out. The people who get freaked out, they get freaked out. And then the market continues up. Everything's looking really strong. Rates are about to get hammered. What are the rates, eh? This is the 10-year. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. Everything's playing out slowly the way that I saw it, guys. Took advantage of that. It's quite nice. Rates are going to start to come down. My TMF position is going to start to play out. Just got to be patient with it. I'm already long the stock market right now. And that's doing really well for me. So everything's working out quite well for me. Well, that's the positions I've got going on right now, meaning trading positions. I have a position on TMF trading. That's underwater right now. Long the stock market. Have done now since November. I got into a new trade today as well. Everything's looking really good. Really, really, really good. And as you can see, guys, I don't trade a lot. I'm not an active trader. I like to just take on generally just a few positions at once. Yeah, it's very, 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 very selective. Okay, so King Russell, eh? Again, for you guys that are saying this, because I don't know if there's new people to my stuff that I teach, or if you guys have been following me now for quite some time, but you would know, like with the Russell, when the Russell broke out late last year here and broke up here as we're coming down, I started saying the Russell's going to start to see a nice good uptrend, and I started saying King Russell, baby. King Russell, because I believe Russell, after all this time of just doing nothing, And this is the weekly chart here. It shows us we're probably going to run to the top of the channel, and we're still doing that right now. And so my target is that 3,000 level, 3,500 level there. So after doing nothing, we're starting to finally break out. And look at this here. And this is where understanding the markets itself and what markets do. So you're not getting shaken out by short-term movements. And markets go through swings, right? They'll go through swings. And some traders think these drops here, drop and a drop is the market topping. When as you know, it's not, right? This drop here. Well, it's not. It's actually making what? It's making the trend, right? See how it's making the trend from there? Which then what? Creates a low, higher low, higher low. Now it's making another higher low. That's what a trend does, right? So these little drops here is not the market topping and going down. It's just coming down to create the trend. And then the market makes, that's what a beautiful trend is. And that's why we never want to look at something like this here that may last a month. We want to go back and look at where's the trend of it, because this could just be a short-term drop before we continue back up, just like the stock market has done. And again, that's 101 of how markets work. And this is where like a lot of traders who don't understand these markets, they're looking more of a fundamental level in the news and looking for that. They don't understand the actual chart itself. They completely miss the story about that. But Russell's looking really good. My goodness. Very strong, eh? Look at the S&P. Very strong S&P. Dow Jones looking very strong. Rates are looking quite weak from here. So this is rates. The 2-year looks like it's about to get crushed. Look at this here. We're just holding here. 2 years about to get crushed. Two years about to get crushed. And you see the Nikkei? The Nikkei is doing, oh, I hit the target today too. The Nikkei is doing something that possibly the Dow's going to do. Meaning it was in this channel here, as you can see, the Nikkei was in this beautiful channel, and then we break out. When we do break out, you have this more like an extension here. So you extend it up, and then that becomes the target up there, you can see. So whenever we do have this channel, we break out, we extend it up, and you can see what actually happened today. It actually ran up and rejected it today. So we actually got there. So if you go look at the Dow Jones, and you see the Dow Jones, or especially on this level here, this is more like a bit of a longer term channel that the Dow Jones is in. We're doing the same thing here. So the Dow Jones could be, once we do start to break out, the Dow Jones could be now, depending on where it breaks out, but we could start to see possibly a 65,000 Dow over the course of this period of bull market here. Because you can see it's very similar, right? Look at this here. Very, very, very similar. We're in this bull market. It actually ran up, hit it, broke out. Now, you have pullbacks too, right? So look at this here. Ran up, and then it pulled back here for a couple months, and then kept going again. So maybe we're on our way to 65,000. Oh, you took SLV? Yep. My guess. Oh, wrong. Only DIA in new high mode. As this rabbit walked toward me. Can't resist that. That's why WMT and MMC recent open. Walmart. I traded Walmart last year. Look at it go, eh? Yeah. Oh, and you know exactly what the is for, right? You know exactly what I'm referring to. Yeah. Anyway, you open a new position now, Mike. Mile. So the Walmart recent opens. Whoa. Okay. Very risky that. Return to sender with that trade. Oh, that's funny. Walmart 30 Jan open. So you bought a January next year open. Okay. For me, that's very risky. Very risky. Because this could be getting ready for some sort of significant pullback. Like we've just had a very big move. So anyway, you might be using some sort of different rules or systems of that, but for me, there's no way I'll be looking to enter a trade. For me anyway, that's just my rules. Obviously, there's thousands of different rules that work in the markets, but for me, even if we do have a little bit of up move from here, yeah, no. I would say we're getting ready for a good pullback here. And after this big move already, we're probably getting towards the end of this big bull market. Look, it's already been in a big bull market here since 2023. 1, 2, 3 years, and now it's doing this here. Even if it does do something like that, we're probably going to get something like that going on in the next 12 months. So, well, that's for me anyway. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's a bit of a live stream for you guys. For you guys on YouTube, I'm going to finish up this live stream because I'm going to open up my elite group in just a minute. And then we're going to get down to the nitty gritty of what's really going on in these markets and what's really happening there and all the sweet stuff that I'm looking at for trading opportunities and stuff like that. So, but I thought I'd just do a little bit of a live stream, guys, and then some questions and go through some markets here today. Bottom line is, guys, is as you can see, I hope you can see the stuff that I teach the truth about these markets to give you the best chance of doing really well. And I hope you can see what's happening here with the stock market. And just with everything in general as well too. And I come to you as a trader first and foremost. I want to have another really good year this year as a trader. So I'm teaching you and showing you and sharing with you the things that helps me stay on top of my game. Have an amazing day, guys, and I'll see you guys soon.